Shalom everyone. As we approach Simhat Torah, we'll ask this wonderful question. What is the difference between an engagement and a marriage? Well, we all know the difference, but really what Rav Kook wants to explain is that even though that in an engagement, it normally is a shorter span of time for the couple to get to interact with each other, as opposed to the marriage union, which is years on end, hopefully. So now, we look at a very interesting pasuk that when we read here on Simchat Torah, we're about to celebrate our relationship with the Torah and with God. We're finishing the cycle of reading the Torah, and there's a pasuk. Torah tzivalanu Moshe Morasha Keilat Yaakov. We have received the Torah from Moshe Rabbeinu Morasha. It is our tradition. It is our real inheritance to Bnei Israel, to Yaakov. Well, that's great, but our sages teach us that Morasha really comes to denote the relationship, the type of relationship. It's me'orasa. It's as if we're engaged to God. And the question is, we're not engaged. We're like married. We're one. We're like a strong union together. We're anchored together. And the answer to that is that the uniqueness of the engagement process, the engagement phase in a relationship, is the freshness, the beauty. It's spiritual. It's very meaningful. It's when you make room within yourself for the other party. There's a lot of curiosity. There's a lot of involvement in going and being inquisitive as to what else you can learn about the other, what else you can change or shift about yourself, what parts of yourself are coming out that you have not yet been in touch with. And that's exactly the relationship that we have with the Torah. The Torah happens to be an anchored, structured entity in and of itself. But our relationship with the Torah should never be anchored. It should never be like the union of a marriage. That may be repetitive, may be predictable. It's not. It should have curiosity. It should have excitement. It's me'orasa. It's like looking at your spouse or the person that you're about to spend the rest of your life with, looking at them for the first time. So we should never take it at face value and say, hey, I learned enough, I know enough, I pretty much got it figured out. It's not. There's so much more to learn and engage, to understand and be excited about and be surprised with in the Torah. That is what the Ma'orasa, the traditional view of Am Yisrael looking at the Torah as something that is compared to a relationship of an engagement, not a structured, repetitive year on end of perhaps a marriage union. And when you look back to the engagement phase, even as a couple, you get a lot of motivation. You always remember when you place the ring on the finger, standing under the canopy in your marriage, having the first date, proposing to each other. That's what we're always looking back. We're looking at the excitement, how God chose us, how God gave us the Torah. The Torah is something new in our life. And with that, we celebrate. Wishing everyone a buen moed, and looking forward to seeing you all in the excitement, dancing, and joyous occasion that we're going to have here on Simchat Torah. All the very best.